let's kickstart the show then by flagging off the big moves and shakers. And first up, introducing our guests, we have with us Soumya Sharma, ETNA's research analyst, and Gaurav Ratnaparki, technical analyst from SHAREKHAN, and Vinay Rajani of HDFC Securities. So good morning to all of you. Thank you for joining in. And let's kickstart the show with Jet Airways. It's a series of resignations witnessed in the last 2 days. We start off with the deputy CEO and the CFO resigning. Subsequently, the key man, that's Vinay Dubey, as well stepped down, and along with him, the chief people's officer, the company's secretary as well has stepped down. So it certainly has spooked the street significantly, with Vinay Dubey himself stepping down. We had a series of conversations with Jitendra Bhargav and other aviation experts who do believe that to a certain extent the management's hands were tied. However, Jitendra Bhargav believes that it does indicate irresponsibility by the top management by resigning in such a manner. Jet Airways, 122 rupees now, and of course, up until now, no unconditional bids received. Lenders are all set to meet even unsolicited bidders at this point of time. Gaurav, let's talk about the pharma space. What a recovery witnessed. Do you think this can continue going forward as well?
Yeah, indeed. Nifty Pharma is recovering from the sharp decline which we witnessed over last few sessions. However, the monthly chart shows that the index is in process of forming a large base for itself, and the recent decline and the recovery is nothing but a part of a larger base formation. So from short to medium term perspective, we already have a bottom in place at the recent low of 82.44, and I'm expecting the recovery to continue further. And on the other hand, from overall perspective, I'm expecting the index to test its April high, which was around 95.78.
All right, that's the recommendation on the pharma index. Gaurav does expect recovery to continue. Soumya, Yes Bank, 5-month low for this one.
Well, yes, the recent news in this is RBI has named the former Deputy Governor R. Gandhi as the additional director on Yes Bank board. Talking about this development, EICHER and IDFC Securities both are maintaining that generally RBI makes such appointments when it's a serious matter, and this appointment is in order to ensure good corporate governance, and this appointment is in weak banks to safeguard the interest of the depositors, and EICHER particularly believes that this would make the stock remain under pressure until near term, till the street gets further clarity on this. Well, as far as ITFC is concerned, they believe that this step could impact Yes Bank's near-term capital raising plans and impact the inflow of the much-needed retail deposits as well. That's the reason the stock is tanking today by over 5.4%.
Okay, so that's Yes Bank for you. Vinay, let's talk about EICHER Motors. This one is seeing quite a recovery, 3.7% higher, making its way towards 20,000 rupees. But do you think that this is just a flash in the pan sort of move?
Yeah, good morning Mubina, thanks for having me on show. EICHER Motor trend has been bearish. It has been forming lower tops, lower bottoms. Stock is trading below 50, 100 and 200 days moving average. These are the crucial moving averages. So primary trend is down. For last 2 days, stock has been into recovery mode. 2 days back it came out with a result. On that day it fell more than 8%, but now it is into recovery mode. But I think overall view is bearish. Primary trend is bearish, and 20,100 to 20,300 is strong resistance zone. So whatever recovery you have seen in last 2 days, it should be utilized to get exit from the long position. So the overall trend is bearish and view is also bearish. I think 18,200 which was the recent low, it will act as a strong support. Below 18,200 we are expecting this stock to move to 17,400 levels. So view is bearish because trend is bearish. So this is a nice opportunity to exit from the long positions. So it would be better if you give priority to other auto stocks, but EICHER Motor looks weak on the charts.
Okay, EICHER Motors looks weak on the charts. That's Vinay's view. Well, let's move on to another big loser in trade, and it's been the case for some time now. That's Delta Corp. It's another 5% gone for the stock price. Now, the BJP's Goa unit president said he had requested the BJP-led coalition government to shut the offshore casino industry in the state after licenses of the current casino operations expire. In fact, he says that the party's demand is that offshore casinos should be shut, and if people don't want onshore casinos which function from 5-star hotels, they too will be closed. So it's certainly, of course, if it does come true, it's certainly very, very negative news for Delta Corp. The stock price is lower by 5.5%. Gaurav, let's talk about the recovery seen in these metal names, and especially Tata Steel. It's another day where we are seeing green on the screen. What's the way forward here?
Yeah, basically Tata Steel formed an impulse on the upside in its rally from February to April. It was a well-channelized rally, and after that the stock has retraced 78.6% of the entire rally. And since last couple of sessions, the stock is forming an accumulation near the key Fibonacci level with decent amount of volumes. So this is a good level to expect a fresh move on the upside. So I have a buy recommendation over here. One can initiate a fresh long position with stop loss at 456. And short-term target on the upside will be 500, whereas the medium-term target is somewhere around the crucial daily moving averages, which is near 520.
All right. Well, we'll just take a very quick breather right here on the show. Come back for the countdown. We'll continue. Alright, well, let's quickly go back and try to flag off as many stocks as possible. Vinay Ritani, let's talk about ITC, where we have seen decent up move yesterday, today as well. It seems to be continuing. What's the way forward for this stock?
Yeah, ITC has remained resilient in the current downfall in the FMCG stocks. Company has recently come out with a quarterly numbers which was good, and the technically if you see in the month of April 2019, the stock has given a golden crossover on the chart. That means 50 days moving average has crossed over 200 days moving average, which is considered to be a bullish sign for medium to long term. So according to me, this is the right time to take fresh positions in the stock where investor can start accumulating the counter. The trading moves will depend on the election outcome, but overall stock looks good and convincing in the FMCG space. 323 is the immediate resistance, medium term resistance, above which we are expecting this stock to reach the new all-time high, which was above 364. So view is bullish in ITC, and one should stay invested, and even new fresh positions can be taken in for the investment from here also.
Okay, so that's ITC, 1.3% higher. Let's also talk about another buzzing stock, and that's BPCL. Gaurav, the entire OMC space seems to be active today in trade. Your view?
Yeah, BPCL is in process of forming a multi-week triangular pattern. The larger picture shows that the pattern is likely to be an accumulation pattern and can eventually break out on the upside. Recently, the stock has taken support near lower end of the pattern, which is near 350. The stock is heading towards the upper end of the triangle. So from short-term perspective, I am expecting upside in this counter, and the target area will be upper end of the triangle as well as daily upper Bollinger Band. So in terms of levels, the short-term target is around 385, 390.
All right. Vinay, you know, Infibeam as well has been one stock that usually tends to move with a lot of volatility. At 44 rupees, your recommendation here?
Yeah, for last 8 months, Infibeam has gone nowhere. It is trading in the range 43 to 53 is a range in which it has been moving. But if we look at the history, in September 2018, October 2018, stock fell with a huge fall was there with a higher volume. So uncertainty will be there, and overall concern will be there for the future also. Anytime anything could happen, and historical volatility will be very high, has been very high. So it is a risky stock. One should avoid this kind of stock in trading. There are many quality stocks which are available for trading for an investment, so I would rather avoid, and this is not in coverage of a company, so I would not give any recommendation in this stock because it has been very volatile and risky also. So 40 to 43 is the support range, and resistance is seen in the 53 range, so that is the levels which I can share, but overall I think one should avoid this counter.
Okay, so that's an avoid on Infibeam. Gaurav, let's talk about Tata Global. We've seen a lot of activity in this stock price today as well. Though, of course, mind you, it's completely given up those gains. What would you recommend here?
Yeah, Tata Global basically is forming a bearish flag pattern on the hourly chart on the backdrop of bearish short-term momentum indicators. On the higher side, the stock is facing resistance from its crucial daily moving averages. So basically, the stock seems to be preparing for the next leg on the downside. So this is a good level to initiate a fresh short position. Even the risk-reward ratio at this level is quite attractive. So one can initiate a fresh sell with a stop loss at 208, and short-term target on the downside will be 185 with subsequent target at 177.
Completely given up all those gains. In fact, now it's flattening out. That's Tata Global Beverages. But with that, unfortunately, we are out of time. So Vinay as well as Gaurav, appreciate you joining in and sharing your technical strategies. We'll wrap it up. Coming up next is Markets at Noon.